My question of today is, where are you guys watching from? What city? Put it down below. And guys, are you also watching all the stuff unfold all the time? Like, I've been sitting behind this computer for at least 11 hours straight. No break, no toilet. So yes, my pants here are getting a little bit wet, but it is getting crazy out here, all right? And a fun fact and a fun thing to understand is that this is just the start. First of all, it is just the start because, well, a new phase is coming in, and that is sure. Second of all, trust is at an all-time low. But third of all, which is most important, is that Monday is not even here. I asked you guys over on Twitter, what do you think is going to happen to the stock market on Monday? Most guys said, well, there's going to be a huge dump. Why? I think everybody has kind of gotten that straight already. Trump has said it, and almost everybody knows that, well, the less the tax is, the better the companies can operate to a certain degree, right? Because, I mean, if I were to have a company in the US operating over there, I would really take the lowest tax possible, right? And I mean, we actually had some talks about Ripple in the US and wanting to switch over to a different country. That was partially because of regulatory framework, which, by the way, would possibly come earlier if Trump were to be the guy. Again, I'm not taking sides. I'm trying to put things objectively here, all right? I don't want to be that guy, but all right. However, there's also another point which talks about taxes, where a lot of companies right now, the last couple of years, have already moved away from the US to different countries. Why? Because if you can get lower tax, it may be very profitable to do that. But there's also a completely different reason now why they might go. One, because they're uncertain of the dollar. Again, we'll get more insights on this on Monday, as for right now, things were looking very, very good for Euro US dollar, which means very, very bad for the dollar. Now, it could also be the Euro is doing extremely well, but normally it kind of means that the US dollar is lacking, but this is mostly my most interesting pair because I usually get everything in euros, but again, if I receive payments from stuff I'm doing on Instagram, which, by the way, you should check out. I made a channel making tutorials and stuff like that. I think you guys will all enjoy it. This stuff is all made for you guys, and I think there's a lot to learn, and you can make a lot of money doing this. It's completely free. There's no entry barrier, so just check it out. But yeah, I get a lot of payments in dollar, and that is why this is so interesting, especially to consider that right now 1 euro is $1.19 almost. I mean, it has increased so much in just the last couple of days, which means the dollar has fallen quite significantly. Again, these are huge margins we're talking about here. Let's quickly check out here what happened within the last just couple of days here. It's about a 2.5% change. That is huge. That is extremely huge, guys. That's very, very heavy, especially in such a time right now. It has happened more. I mean, it's not like this is the first time this has ever happened. Nothing at all. I mean, look at this here, right? We've already been, I guess, losing value on the US dollar all the way since back here, all right? You can see what's going on here. All the way since like March or so, we've been losing value on the US dollar. And I don't even have to chart properly, as you can see, but you get the picture, all right? It's just that right now, the last couple of days have been pretty damn interesting. And Monday is when we're going to see the first new candle to see how this all unfolds, right? To see exactly what is happening. I think it's going to be very, very interesting. And the same thing applies, by the way, to the stock market, because that one is only going to be opening on Monday as well, right? So we'll see how bad everything is looking. Now, it's kind of interesting. I was just browsing Twitter, and one of the things I saw came from Brett Garlinghouse, who said, "Democracy wins regardless of who you voted for. It's incredible to see the historic voter turnout this election. Congrats to President-elect and Vice President-elect. It is time to come together and turn to the many challenges that lie ahead." Which is an interesting statement to come out from Brad. Definitely. And again, guys, I do not live in the US, so who wins? I mean, I don't really care to a certain degree, because it won't really hurt me or It isn't really my country, if you guys get me. You know, I'm just looking at this stuff objectively, or at least I'm trying to. But one thing that I also saw now comes from XRP Yo-Yo, who shared a tweet from Christine Lagarde, which said, I congratulate President-elect and Vice President-elect. The first, blah, 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 blah. I sincerely wish all the best to both of you, tackling the tremendous challenges that lie ahead. Even though these guys are not talking about a reset of some sort in this sense, it is kind of interesting that they post both almost exactly the same message. Like, is this all like a certain freaking script or something? Like, where do they get this from? Or are they all copying each other? Because this is exactly the same tweet like twice, you know? The only thing he added was democracy wins, but the rest is basically the same thing. And here she talks about women, but I sincerely wish the best for you tackling tremendous. It's all the same stuff right now, and I kind of feel like this is something that a lot of these spokespersons and key guys must do, and it's not their own choice that they want to. But on another degree, I mean, we're talking San Francisco, right? We're talking a San Francisco company here, which in that case is like the most, part of the world which goes on with trends, where it's like, okay, you know what? This is very trendy right now. Let's make a statement on that. Coinbase is really not of that opinion, but Brad Garlinghouse is always pretty damn vocal on these opinions or on these matters, and well, I guess he came out with something. What you think of it, by the way, is again completely something else. I mean, there's people who are very, very angry with him. There's people who very, very support him. I can't really say about that part. I don't know exactly what is good and what is bad. I just know that a lot of people are not liking this from Brad, which I think you shouldn't really have. I mean, you shouldn't spite somebody for their political choice in this sense, because that's also what XRP Owl said earlier. Like, if you're doing that, these two people, Joe and Trump, they don't know you, right? So you're making a very big fuss with him, who's still running his project like every other day. So, don't fuss about it too much. You can, however, be like, okay, I don't really enjoy your choice, and I think, there's something fishy going on, like we've also been asking over on Twitter. I just posted a tweet here asking you guys what you think is going on. We can clearly see a lot of the people are having their doubts, right? And these doubts will most likely be reflected in the stock market on Monday once more, which is definitely going to be interesting. One thing I did notice is that whenever you type in Bitcoin correlation or something along those lines to the stock market, you'll find that the correlation is rather high. But still, Bitcoin Magazine and such have said, breaking news, Bitcoin has won the election. Which I found interesting because as of this point, it doesn't really look like Bitcoin is going to be doing it very, very properly over on Monday. It actually looks like we're going to be crashing, right? I mean, prices are going, I guess, kind of neutral, kind of down right now. And I'm thinking it's only going to continue Monday as well, but some seem to be positive. Now, this all happens amidst a pretty interesting increase on XRP's behalf. We just saw them recover on XRP to BTC, and now, things have kind of hit the fan. It is interesting what's going on, but XRP surges 10% against Bitcoin, but Peter Brand claims it's dead cat bounce. XRP touched its multi-month bottom against the flagship crypto and surged 10% in one day. Is it a breakout? Well, the thing I can tell you guys is we all talked yesterday about this huge increase that was happening that was, overdue. It had to happen. Peter Brand says it's BS, and a fun thing, Peter Brand today is going to get the win. Today, I'm going to give him the dub, the W, the win, because gold is doing the best out of all our investments right now. All right, we got to hand it to him. However, his opinion on all these things is pretty damn strange and dumb, I find. But his supportive stance, yeah, I mean, it wins, all right? Today he takes the cake. Tomorrow he'll most likely lose again. He says dead cat bounce after 42 days straight of red. The best trading practice is to be long the strongest member of a category when long, short the weakest when short. Don't be long the weakest hoping upon hope to catch up XBTC. Hoping upon hope to catch up. Well, that's interesting English. It's too difficult for me. The thing is, what he says is, you should normally bet on a winning horse, not on a losing horse waiting for a miracle to happen. That's basically the point. I'm going to say I don't agree with that completely. Like, in this case, it was pretty damn obvious that Bitcoin had a crazy surge and now cryptos were going to kind of flipped over where Bitcoin's gains were going to transfer into altcoin gains. But That was, again, my thoughts on the whole situation. What I also want to add here is that the low here and all these coins going down is just perfect for us, as it is a better buying opportunity. And I was kind of troubled that I wasn't having enough anyway. So for me, it is all good stuff, by the way. Then, at $125 billion, Bitcoin breaks record for realized market cap. Bitcoin's realized market cap today hit an all-time high according to metrics site Glassnode. Bitcoin hit a record at $125 billion of realized market cap. The record comes as the price yesterday hits a high of 15.9 thousand, and Bitcoin's price dipped by 3.5%. Over 24 hours, it is currently at 15.3. Well, yeah, I guess that's kind of interesting to take a good look at. We all know this is just the start of something way, way, way bigger. Ultimately, we're going up anyway. I mean, maybe on the short term here, we're going down in terms of price, but ultimately the growth has just started. PayPal has just gotten in, and again, the ball is only going to start rolling, guys. Just wait for it. At least that's my opinion on it. Could a $50 billion XRP burn trigger long-awaited price rally? I find this such a strange article, because who is proposing this, or where does it come from? Among many sarcastic comments was a user who opined that the relevance of XRP coin was dependent on the Ripple network, which is definitely true. Quote, only if Ripple commits to donate 50 billion XRP to the IMF or burn it as it comes out of escrow, there is no way XRP can fly while Ripple wallow in their gluttonous risk-free holding. Okay, that's an interesting opinion to have. I don't think that is the way that things work. But again, everybody is going to have their own opinion on things, whatever. A question that I guess arose was, what if 50 billion were burned? Would the price rally? I'm going to say yes, but I'm going to say that the progress of XRP would be a lot slower, and thus there would also be some troubles in that. But straight off the bat, I think yes, the prices would rise. The Biden effect. Bitcoin price plunged $850 immediately after the announcement, which again is kind of logical if you're asking me. People were not wanting this, especially the guys that are into the investment realm. You know, they all want lower tax. They all want, I guess, a better investing climate, which is not really what happened, I guess, here. If you disagree, guys, I'm agreeing to disagree, all right? Please don't try to hate on me here. I'm not trying to say one is better than the other. I'm trying to stay neutral on the channel, but it's difficult when there's kind of clear evidence to some degree that one is better for the trading climate than the other, right? Depends. I guess if you're a negative trader, if you are trying to short things, then Biden was most likely better. But if you're trying to long, the most obvious ones, it could have been better for Trump. Now, this is not the truth for all companies. Like, for example, Alphabet, which was a great supporter of Biden, will most likely do kind of okay now that Biden has won, since they supported him heavily. So they most likely relied and you know, have kind of expected this to happen. But in general, though, I think things are going down. But mostly this is all affected due to the way that this is all going. If everything were to go really, really peaceful, I don't think we would have these drastic measures and these heavy movements. I think it would have all gone quite significantly nicer and smoother. But since everything is going so crazy right now, yeah, I'm thinking that that's the way. I'm really kind of scared to wake up tomorrow to see where the Bitcoin price is going to be at. Is it going to be 13,000 or is it going to be, 50,000? What is going to happen in the morning? That's an exaggeration, by the way, as a joke. And Cash App's Bitcoin revenue soars 1,000% to 1.63 billion in Q3, Square announces. Yeah, PayPal, Cash App, all these companies, I mean, they've gotten themselves into crypto, okay, but it's not them buying the crypto, right? It's all the guys that are using it. But the thing is, they're making this so apparent to so many people, which is the bigger picture behind it, which is the bigger thing that's important, which is going to drive mass adoption. All these bigger companies that are pushing it upon people. PayPal right now, next week, or a couple of weeks, millions, right? Hundreds of millions of people that are going to get access to Bitcoin. I'm excited. Things are looking very, very juicy longer term, so I don't really worry. But what do you guys think about the price right now, guys? Let me know in the comment section down below. And also check out the Growth Masters Academy. A link is in the description down below. These videos are pretty cool, all right? So go ahead and check them out.